Welcome to Module 4, Lesson 4, Center, Spread, and Shape of Distributions. You'll need your TI graphing calculator for this lesson, so please have that ready to follow along with me. Again, if you don't have your own graphing calculator at home, you can use one of the apps that I've put in the course materials section of the workbook. So the center of distribution represents the middle of a data set. It indicates where most of the data points cluster together. So key measures of center are the mean, median, and mode. These words should be familiar to you. You start learning about them all the way in middle school, right? The mean is the average. The median is the middle value. And the mode is the most frequently occurring value in the data. So in middle school, you probably learned how to calculate the mean and the median by hand. But I'm going to show you how to use the graphing calculator to get all of the data that you need to answer any of these types of problems. The mean is sensitive to outliers, and the median is less sensitive to outliers, right? Because the median is the actual value in the middle. The mode is used for more categorical data. The spread of distribution measures how much the data values vary or how much they are dispersed. The key measures of spread are the range, interquartile range, and standard deviation. So it's important to note that the range and the interquartile range are two different things, right? The range is your maximum value minus your minimum value, and it gives you the total spread. And the interquartile range is your third quartile minus your first quartile. And it measures the range of the middle 50% of the data, and it's much less sensitive to outliers than the range, right? Because we're focusing on the middle half of the data. The standard deviation measures how far data points are typically from the mean, and a larger standard deviation means more spread. So let's take a look at this example, and we're going to use the graphing calculator to find the answer here. So the ages of a group of students are 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20, and 25. Let's find the mean, median, and mode. So let's take out our graphing calculators. I'm just going to go back so you don't see the answer. Okay, and go to the home screen. So first we're going to click Stat, Edit. And you should get your lists here, right? If you have something in your list, make sure that you reset your calculator or clear them out. So let's see, I have our points here. So we're just going to put in our data, right? So it was 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20, and 25. Okay, now we're going to go to Stat, Calc, which is up here. So you're going to use the right arrow, Enter, right? We want one variable stats, and you're just going to click Enter until you get this screen. Okay, this screen, it looks intimidating, but it has all the answers to any of these questions, right? And if you scroll down, it gives you the rest of the data. So I'm going to teach you how to read the necessary pieces of information on this screen. Okay. So the mean is this X with the bar on top, right? So that was the very, very first value on the screen. Right, so that means our mean is 19. So when the question is asking you for the mean, you want to find the value of this X with the bar on top. The median, they title it MED, right? Pretty straightforward. So our median is 18. The mode is 18. So the mode is something that they don't give you on the calculator, but the mode is the value that shows up the most frequently. And we can see that 18 is the only value that shows up twice. So that's our mode. The range, right? So the calculator gives you the minimum value and the maximum value. So in order to find the range, we just do the maximum minus the minimum. In this case, it's 25 minus 16, which is 9. And let's just find the interquartile range. I know this question didn't ask us for it, but it is something that does come up. Remember, the interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So the graphing calculator will give you those values. We see our first quartile is 17. Our third quartile is 20. So we'll do 20 minus 17, which is 3. So if you can remember these functions in the calculator, it really is a lifesaver and a time saver with questions like this, because to find the mean, you would have to add up all the numbers and divide it by the number of numbers. And it's fairly simple, but it all takes time. If you put this in the calculator, you can get all of the data at once. Please pause this video and work on the lesson 4 level 1 problems in the workbook. In level 2, we'll look at the effect of outliers. So I have a dot plot here, and it shows the height in inches of 20 elementary school students. If the shortest student is removed from the data set and the summary statistics are recalculated, how would this affect the mean and the median of the data? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the graphing calculator, and we're going to put in all of these values, right? 42, 46, 47, 47, 48, and so on. We're going to get our information on that data set, and then we'll remove the shortest student, right? We'll remove 42, get our statistic summary again, and compare the mean and the median, right? So I'm going to go to Stat, Edit, and I'm just going to clear out my L1, right? So what I did was I went up to L1 and highlighted it. I pressed clear and then enter. So let's see. We have 42, 46, 47, 47, 48, 49, 49, 50, 50, 51, 51, 51, 52, 52, 53, 53, 54, 54, 55, and 56. And make sure when you enter this data into the calculator that you're not missing a value. I can't tell you how many times a student has gotten the wrong answer because they just skipped a value in the list or entered something in wrong. So make sure you are being careful when entering your data. So we'll go to Stat, Calc, Enter, 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 and we get our statistic summary here, right? We have our mean, which is 50.5, and our median is 51, right? Those are the two values that they're asking us to compare. I'm going to copy and paste the statistics screen onto the slide once we go back to the slide, but I'm just going to show you what we're going to do next. From there, we're going to go to Stat, Edit, and I'm just going to remove 42, right? Because it's asking us how the mean and the median will be affected by removing the shortest student. So I'm going to highlight 42 and press delete, right? Now it's gone. Now I'm going to get the summary statistic for this set of data. Stat, calc, enter, 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 enter. And now we have this statistic summary. So our mean now is 50.947 and our median is 51. I just copied and pasted the two statistic summaries, right? This was the original summary with all of the students, and this was the summary after we removed the shortest student. So we could say that removing the shortest student from the data set would increase the mean slightly, but the median would stay the same here, right? Notice how the mean increased just a little bit, but the median stayed at 51. Please pause this video and work on the lesson 4 level 2 problems in the workbook. In level 3, we're going to solve for a missing value. So if the mean of the given 5 numbers is 30, what is the value of x? So the numbers that we have here are 20, 20, 40, 60, and x. We want to find x, and we know that the mean of these 5 numbers is 30. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is first we're going to multiply the mean by the number of values. So our mean is 30, and we have 5 values, so we'll multiply 30 by 5, and we get 150. Next, we're going to set the sum of the values equal to the product that we just got, right? So we're going to take all of these values, add them together, and set them equal to 150. So 20 plus 20 plus 40 plus 60 plus x equals 150. And from there, we'll just use inverse operations to solve for x, right? So we'll do x equals 150 minus the sum of 20, 20, 40, and 60, right? And when you subtract that, you get x equals 10. So our missing value was 10. Please pause this video and work on the lesson 4 level 3 problems in the workbook. Once you're finished with the problems in the workbook, please move on to the next video for lesson 5.